Hey, 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 hey. Okay, you guys, this is going to be week 1. And I know I got a lot of stuff that I'm going to be doing, but look, what better time to do it when I'm retired, y'all, so I can do this. So anyway, so for week 1, today is Sunday, September the 10th. And so week 1 is going to go from September the 10th through September the 16th. So one of the things that I want to do is write a book. I love poetry, you guys. And am I going to read some of my poetry to you guys? No. Because y'all ain't gonna take my poetry. But when I write my book, you guys can purchase the book. And once I get it copywritten, I might say, okay, let me tell you a poem or two. That's after I get it copywritten. Do I have lots of poems already copywritten. And I think it's copywritten up to 20 to 50 or 150 years or whatever. But now it's like I want to add more poems to it. So I'm going to have to put it back into the copyright mode because I want to add some poems to it, take some poems out. So I'm going to be working on my book as well. So when I come back and I talk about the book, I'm going to say something that I've done. Maybe I might say, oh, I wrote 5 poems to add to my book. Oh, maybe I may have typed up the poems. But concerning my book, I am going to start on my book, even if it's just writing a poem a day. Because if I write a poem a day and do that for, say, 2 months, that's 60 poems. And that's awesome. So I'm going to start on my poem. So if you guys are aspiring to write a book, start now. If you say, okay, I don't know, start now. We're doing this together. So start with your title. What your title of your book is going to be? Who are you going to dedicate your book to? Start there. And if you want to move along like I want to move along because I'm tired of being in this situation, I want to move forward and I want to be a multi-millionaire. I want to be married. I want to do so many things. I want to be able to gain time. And I know you might be like, what do you mean gain time? The richer you are and you able to have people take care of certain areas of business, whereas if you're poor or you're not rich, you have to do all these job titles yourself. But the more money you make, you're able to hire professionals to do it so that it could leave more time for you to be able to think about more businesses and bringing people on to run those business for you. But of course you have the knowledge to run it yourself as well, but you're relieving yourself of time and you have more time to spend with your loved ones. And especially if you have a rocky marriage, you have more time to spend time with your wife, to go out to dinner, to go on vacation, to spend more time with the kids, to just to fall back in love, because sometimes jobs can be stressful and it can destroy a marriage. Sometimes kids, it can just, certain things, if you, not raising them right, and they can, cause a lot of hectic in your marriage as well. So you have to make sure you raise your kids correctly. And they know that, you have mom and dad, but then mom and dad have to find time for each other too. Maybe take your wife or your husband, y'all go out on a date, maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks or something, or even every weekend, once a week, and 7 days for the kids and 1 day for, your love and romance, So, but I'm not married right now, so y'all get it. But we're going to, so anyway, I think I'm talking about writing a book because I got a lot of titles here and things that I'm going to do. So anyway, book. Start it now. Start your first chapter. You don't even have, if you don't for this week, if you don't have your first chapter done, at least do your first paragraph. Name your book and do your first paragraph. I'm going to write a book. Am I going to write a book? No, my goal is to write several books, but I'm going to start somewhere, and somewhere is now. So if you got a book in you, start it. Do not go to your grave with your book not being written. And you know why? Because when you get to Jesus, when you get to heaven and knock on the door, say, hey, I'm home. And then they say, hold up, you don't live here. You be like, what are you talking about? You be like, you ain't do what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to, I gave you all these gifts. And you were supposed to bring these gifts to life. And you were supposed to write these books because they were going to help somebody else. You didn't do it. And look at all these people that fail because of the books that you didn't write. Look at all these people who didn't read your book that could have encouraged them to write their book that could have helped somebody else. So, you got a book in you, write it. You have some things that you went through a long time ago, and you feel that it could be a book, write it. You know some things that you can encourage people, or let's say you was a gangbanger back in the days. Write a book about it. Don't write about who you killed, but if you killed somebody, because you don't want to go to jail, but write your book. Okay? All right, let's start. When I come back for week 2, I want to hear somebody sending me some messages saying, hey, I started my book. This is what I did. And we going to respond on that, y'all. So anyway, talk to you soon. Write that book.